Hello and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey, and today these are the 3 magnet clasp bracelets that I will be making. Most of the components came from the bargain bead box for the month of March 2023. If you are interested in the bargain bead box, I will have all of the information in the description box below, including my code. That code is Casey2. And that code will get you $2 off your first month subscription or $2 off your first order from their website. So if you would like to see how these bracelets came about, then stay tuned. All right, let's get right into it. I'm going to start with the tools that I will be using. I have 2 sets of chain nose pliers, 1 set of cutters, and 1 set of crimping pliers. And I want to briefly mention my tool set. It is the Casual Comfort tool set, and as the name suggests, these tools are so comfortable to use. They are very high quality, very well made. And the biggest thing for me is they have adult size grips. A lot of times in jewelry stores or even ordering from Amazon, jewelry making tools will come very small like this. And if you have small hands, it definitely works. But ever since I found these tools, I just can't see myself using anything else. So I will have this tool set linked in the description box below, along with everything else that I use in the video that did not come from the bead box. And I will also be using 49 strand bead along wire in the color Bright, which is this silver color. And I know you can see down here where my metal is gold, but you will see that once everything is put together, you won't even be able to tell that the wire is silver. And I always get the 100 feet just because I use it so much. I will also link below the opening video for Bargain Bead Box, and it will have a detailed description of all the beads that came in the box this month. From my own stash, I will be using these 4mm bicones. I will also be using these 4-leaf bead caps and all the findings. I have jump rings, crimp covers, wire guardians, and crimp tubes. And for the bracelets I'll be making today, I will use these magnet clasps. And they are very, very strong for how little they are. I use these a lot, and they actually came in several different finishes, which is always a huge plus for me since I make so much jewelry in different finishes. So these are what I'll be using today. I have already cut a piece of wire, and it is just over 12 inches. So here is how I start each strand. I'm going to put on a jump ring, a crimp tube, and a wire guardian. I'm going to put it through one side and wrap it around and put it through the other. And I want to make sure that jump ring is up inside the wire guardian, and I'm going to pinch it closed with my fingers and make sure both ends of that wire are in the crimp tube. And I want to pull on the longer piece because I don't want the tail quite that long. I want to make sure I have those wires separated. That way they are not crossed under that crimp tube. And I'm going to go in with my crimping pliers into that second divot. Give it a good smash. Get that taco shape. Turn it on its side. Go into that first divot. Give it another smash. And that gets it pretty good. But I'm going to go in with that flat part at the end and give it the final smash. And that gets it really snug. So I'm going to hold it by the jump ring like this. Take that crimp cover, place it right on top of that smashed crimp tube, flip it up. I'm going to go in with my chain nose pliers, give it a gentle smash, and then I'm going to go front to back and give it the round shape. And that is how we start each strand. So now it's very simple. It's the order of the beads. So for this bracelet, it's going to be a repetitive pattern across. So I'll make 1, put on a 4mm bicone, bead cap facing up, 8mm bead, bead cap facing down, pull these all the way down, and then you want to make sure that tail gets tucked up in between the beads. Just like that. And that right there is the very simple pattern that I'm going to be using all the way across. So we will meet back up at the end and close it off. All right, here it is. Here's the full strand. And now we're gonna close it off. I put on a jump ring, a crimp tube, and a wire guardian. Put it through one side, wrap it around, put it through the other. And I'm gonna have that jump ring on the inside of the wire guardian and pinch it closed. I'm gonna put both ends of that wire through the crimp tube. And now I wanna put that wire through a couple of the beads. Just like that. Now I'm gonna hang on to that guardian wire and pull it snug. So here you need to have that balance. So you need to pull it snug right here, pull it pretty snug, but you also wanna make sure your bracelet has flexibility. So you wanna make sure you move it around so that it's not too snug. And I'm gonna go in with my crimping pliers into that second divot and give it a good smash right on top of that crimp tube. Get that taco shape, turn it on its side, go into that first divot, give it another smash, and that gets it pretty good. I'm gonna go in with that flat part at the end and give it the final smash, and that gets it nice and snug. I'm gonna hold this by the jump ring, take that crimp cover, place it right on top of that smashed crimp tube, and then flip it up. And sometimes you need to straighten it and kind of finagle it a little bit. That's okay. Go in with the chain nose pliers, give it a gentle smash, and then go front to back. Give it that round shape, just like that. And now I'm gonna get as close as I can with my cutters. So then I'm gonna go in and push the little nub into the next bead, just like that. So there is the strand, open and closed. Now we're going to very quickly add the clasp. I'm gonna take it apart. So I'm gonna take that jump ring on the end, open it, add one end of the clasp, and then close it. And then I'm gonna add the other end of the clasp to the other end of the bracelet. All right, so here we go. Just like that. So here is the final bracelet, and there's the clasp there on the back. Very nice. So here, obviously here's the one I made in the video. I'm gonna show you some of the other ones that I made from this month's bead box. So here's the next one. And I made it the exact same style. You can see how it's opened and how it's closed the exact same way with that magnet clasp, just using different beads from the bead box. This bead here in the center came from my own stash. I just thought that looked so pretty and it kind of went along with the theme of this one. The rest of the larger beads, the large pearls and the large faceted beads, came from the bead box. The 4mm pearls came from my own stash. So we're gonna show the next one. And here is the last one that I made. Again, same style with the opening and closing and the magnet clasp. And then these large gemstone looking beads that came in the box, just absolutely beautiful. And then there was a back and forth here. These faceted beads came in the box. And then again, the 4mm black pearls here came from my own stash. Very, very nice. So here they are. I'm gonna go set them up on my display so that we can see them better. All right, so here they are. And I have to say, I am super happy with how they came out. I think the beads from this month's box were super nice. And I really like how they look with those gold findings. I think it came out really well. And of course, we have the magnet clasps on the back. And, you know, I've heard, positive and negatives with magnet clasps. I happen to be a fan. I know I've heard people say they have fallen off before, but in some of the craft fairs that I've been to, I've also heard many people say that they can't wear anything but magnet clasp because they don't have the dexterity to put on a regular clasp bracelet with one hand. So I'm a huge fan and I think these look really, really nice. And I will say again, I think these particular magnets are very, very strong. So once again, if you are interested in the bargain bead box, I will have the information in the description box below. I highly encourage you to go check them out. And if you do, you certainly want to use my code. Again, that code is KASI2. That's KASI2. And that will get you $2 off your first month subscription or $2 off your first order from their website. So if you like this video and you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like. Leave a comment. I absolutely love reading my comments. You guys are so, so kind. And I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.